Yo, check this out. Today we're watching Lucky's People Who Survived the Impossible. Look at the thumbnail, bro. This guy had like a freaking laser go through his skull and he survived? We're about to see the luckiest people on the planet. Try not to get scared. Let's go.
Joan Murray.
All right, Joan Murray.
Joan Murray was 47
Oh, look at her.
and worked at a bank. She had already done 35 skydives. So when she jumped from
Oh,
14,500 feet in September 1999, she had no reason to think this one would be any different.
She survived falling from a freaking plane at 50,000 feet in the air? Are you kidding me, bro? That's the luckiest girl ever. I don't care.
She pulled her main parachute, but it didn't open. After a few tries, she reached for her backup chute, and it opened. But almost right away, she started spinning, which twisted the cords into a knot and collapsed the chute. She hit the ground at 80 miles per hour. A fall like that is almost never
She laid in a little like dirt pile.
The entire right side of her body was crushed, and doctors had to do 20 surgeries and 17 blood transfusions.
Oh my God!
The reason she survived was just crazy. It turns out Joan landed right on top of a fire ant mountain.
Oh no, you're joking, bro. She landed on a. Do you guys ever seen like an anthill? Like they go, except it was fire ants, the ones that freaking sting you and almost freaking kill you, bro. Oh my God!
The impact kicked up the colony, and hundreds of ants swarmed her. They stung her over 200 times. Fire ant venom has a chemical called solanopsin that fires up the nervous system. So much of it got pumped into her that it kept her heart beating until paramedics got there. If she had landed anywhere else in that field, she would have died.
Oh my God, yeah, bro. It's like she landed right here, but if she landed right here, she was dead. Oh my God, that's crazy, bro. That's the luckiest lady ever.
Joan spent 2 weeks in a coma, but she made a full recovery.
2 weeks in a coma?
2 years later, she went skydiving again.
Are you kidding me, bro? She went skydiving again? Oh my God.
Matt Suter.
All right, next one. Matt Suter. Was that a freaking... Hold on, go back. Dude, it's a freaking tornado. He survived getting picked up by a tornado. That's dope, bro. I wish that would happen to me.
Matt Suter was 19 and living with his grandmother in Missouri. On a March evening in 2006, he was watching TV in her mobile home with her and his uncle when the weather turned. A tornado was heading straight for them, and they had no time to get out. It hit the trailer at around 135 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Came off, the walls broke apart, and Matt was sucked straight out into the storm.
Dude!
He was wearing nothing but his underwear.
Oh, dude, he's just chilling on his couch in his freaking undies, and then all of a sudden a freaking tornado lifts him out the ceiling. Dude, imagine you're just chilling, and all of a sudden you're 1,000 feet in the air like, oh my God! Dude, that's dope, bro.
He was lying face down in a grass field with no idea where he was or what had happened.
Oh my God, he hit his head.
On his body was a bump on his head from a lamp that hit him inside the trailer. He got up and walked to a friend's house for help, not knowing if his family was alive or dead. His grandmother and uncle had actually crawled out with only minor injuries.
Oh, they survived too. Thank God, bro.
For Matt, expecting to find a body.
Oh my God.
He was already safe at a friend's house, a quarter mile from where the trailer
in his freaking undies,
bro.
Rescuers
later measured how far Matt had been thrown and got 1,307 feet. Guinness World Records confirmed it as the farthest anyone has ever been flung by a tornado and survived.
Bro, I don't want your freaking award, bro. I just almost died. Oh my God, dude.
Beating the previous record by over 300 feet. Anatoly Bugorsky.
Okay, Anatoly Bugorsky. This might be the one from the thumbnail. It looks like a laser is going through this guy's head, bro. How do you survive a laser? I don't know. Okay, how does a laser even go through your head in the first place? Okay, let's find out.
Anatoly Bugorsky was a researcher at a physics lab in Russia. On July 13th, 1978, he was checking a broken part inside the lab's particle accelerator.
He's in a freaking particle accelerator. That's where they have like little tiny particles go super fast and they freaking make them collide and stuff. So maybe one like escaped they go in like circles, right? And maybe like there was a crack or something and it freaking flung out and hit him in the face. I don't freaking know, bro.
Systems had failed and the machine was still on. As he leaned in, a beam of protons moving near the speed of light shot straight through his skull. It went in through the back of his head.
Oh my God.
Passed through his brain and came out his nose.
Through his brain?
He saw a flash brighter than 1,000 suns, but didn't feel any pain.
Oh my God.
The amount of radiation that hit him was about 300 times what it takes to kill a person. No one should survive that.
What the Look at the dude. Look at, oh my God. Okay, it went through the back of his head right here, and then out through his nose right here, bro. It went through his brain. I'm so confused, dude. I don't understand how something can go through you, bro. Oh, he didn't feel any pain either? What?
But because the beam was only a few millimeters wide, the damage stayed in a narrow line.
Bro, look at him. He looks normal. Hold on, go back. Look at, dude, he looks like perfectly fine now. He's fine. Oh my God, that's dope.
Narrow line, instead of spreading through his whole body. And by sheer luck, that line missed his brainstem. A few millimeters in any direction, and he would have died on the spot. He
Oh.
lost hearing in his left ear, and the left side of his face became paralyzed.
Oh.
He started having seizures, but his mind stayed sharp, and because that side was paralyzed, it never got wrinkles. To this day, one half of his face looks decades younger than the other. Bugorski went on to finish his PhD.
Dude, that's actually true. I know somebody, his name's DJ. He makes crazy faces, and he gets so wrinkly, bro. When he's like 40, he's gonna be the wrinkliest dude ever, bro. Don't make crazy faces or you'll become wrinkly.
He kept working at the same lab where it happened into his 80s. Ludger Silberis.
Okay, the next guy, Ludger Silberis. Okay, he looks like something freaking exploded and he's crying, but he's happy or something. Okay, let's see.
Ludger Silberis was a worker living in the city of Saint-Pierre on the Caribbean island of Martinique. On the night of May 7th, 1902, he got into a drunken bar fight and was thrown in jail. The next morning, Mount Pelée erupted. A wall of burning hot gas and ash
volcano erupted while he was in jail?
miles per hour, with temperatures above 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my god.
It hit Saint-Pierre in under 2 minutes, melting glass and setting buildings on fire instantly.
Melting glass?
30,000 people died in minutes.
Oh!
Silberis was still locked in his cell.
Rest
it
in
was
peace.
a small stone room, partly underground, with thick walls and only a tiny slit near the top of the door for air. Some of it got in through the slit
Oh
and
my
burned
god.
his skin, but the walls held and took the worst of it. He pressed himself into the far corner and waited. Rescuers reached the jail 4 days later and heard faint tapping from inside the cell.
4 days
Silberis
later?
was badly burned but alive. Out of the
Oh
entire
my
city,
god,
he was
bro.
one of only 3 survivors.
Yo, that volcano killed the entire city, but he survived because he was in a dungeon, bro. That's kind of smart, actually. So if a volcano erupts, go to jail.
He was pardoned man in the world. The only reason he was alive was because he got drunk and picked a fight the night before. Nita Jugi.
Okay, Nita Jugi. Look at this girl. Oh, okay, what happened to her, bro? Let's see.
Nita Jugi was a 12-year-old girl from India who had been dealing with headaches, seizures, and weakness for over 2 years.
Oh, man.
No one could figure out what was wrong with her. Then her symptoms got so bad that she became paralyzed on her right side and couldn't feed herself.
Dude, just like the guy who got a freaking laser. Maybe she got a laser through her brain.
Her parents rushed her to the hospital, where doctors ordered a brain scan. What they found was something no one expected. A tapeworm larva had been living inside a cyst in her head.
Oh! 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 Dude, in your brain, she had a freaking like thing in her brain, bro. Like, oh my god, inside your head. That's disgusting.
For almost 10 years. It had grown
10
so big
years?
it weighed over 1.5 pounds and was nearly the size of her entire brain.
Oh, I don't know if I can show this. I'm gonna try, but oh my god, it was that big. Look at the hand. It's like, okay.
The parasite most likely got in through bad food when she was a toddler. It made its way to her brain, and the cyst just kept growing. Doctors were stunned that it hadn't burst, because if it had at any point during those 10 years, she would have died instantly.
That's disgusting.
They took her into surgery, and after 2.5 hours, the cyst was removed in one piece. 2 weeks later, every symptom was gone, including the paralysis, the seizures, and the headaches. Nita went.
Dude, imagine being like crazy sick, all this crazy stuff happening, and then like you wake up and you're perfectly fine, bro. That would be. Oh my god, I almost threw up.
Went back to Paul Templar.
All right, Paul Templar, hippopotamus. What the hold on, go back.
Her skull.
His legs are coming out of a hippo, bro. Oh my god.
Paul Templar was
this
a
guy.
27-year-old
Okay.
safari guide in Zimbabwe. One afternoon in the late 1990s, he was leading tourists down the Zambezi River in canoes when a bull hippo came out of the water and knocked one of his colleagues into the river. Templar paddled over to help, but before he could reach him, the hippo came up under his canoe and swallowed him headfirst.
Oh my god. Dude, the hippo's mouths are so big. They could literally just swallow you. I'd never thought about that, bro. That's crazy.
The animal's mouth up to his waist, squeezed between rows of teeth that can bite with over 2,000
Oh
pounds.
my god.
Hippos
How do
kill
you
more
not get
people
cut
in
in
Africa
half?
than any other large animal.
Wow.
Templar managed to wriggle free, but the hippo came back and took him under again.
Dude, are you kidding me, bro? How does he survive this? Okay, first, he's like trying to save his friend, okay, yeah, and then he's like, oh, I got you, bro. And then all of a sudden, the hippo freaking comes and swallows him, bro. Swallows him. So he's in the hippo. His legs, He's all the way in the hippo to his waist, bro. And then he somehow gets out. He like freaking strongest guy ever freaking gets out and starts swimming away. And then it freaking comes and swallows the other half of him, bro. Oh my god.
Time feet first. He punched and kicked until it let go.
Yeah,
then
punch
it
and
grabbed
kick
him a
that.
third time, shook him, and finally
A
spat him
third
out.
time?
By the time he got to shore, he had 40 puncture wounds across his body. His left arm was crushed and had to be removed. And one wound on his chest was so deep, his lung was visible through it. It took 8 hours to get him to a hospital.
Dude, how did he survive? Bro, how did he survive? He got swallowed 3 times by a freaking hippo, lost his arm, and you can see inside of him, bro. Oh my god. And then it took 8 hours to get him to a hospital. I ain't never going to Africa, bro. I don't care.
The only reason he survived was that the hippo kept letting go. If it had bitten down fully even once, he would have been cut in half. Betty Lou Oliver.
Okay, Betty Lou Oliver, what the hell is going on? She got like a freaking concussion or something.
Betty Lou Oliver was 20 years old and working as an elevator operator on the 80th floor of the Empire State Building. On the morning of July 28, 1945,
elevator.
A thick fog had rolled over New York City, and a B-25 bomber pilot flying through it was too low. His plane slammed into the building between the 78th and 88th floors.
How have I never heard of this? What the? Hold on, bro. So, in whatever. Okay, what time? Okay, I just don't know what's happening. How did I never hear that a freaking plane crashed into the Empire State Building, bro? Am I dumb? Have you heard of that? Let me know.
Killing the pilot, his crew, and 11 people inside. Damn. Betty was thrown by the blast and hit a wall. She had burns across her body, a broken pelvis, a broken back, and a broken neck. First responders arrived and loaded her onto a stretcher. To get her down to the ground floor, they put her in another elevator. But the crash had weakened the cables, and as the car passed the 75th floor, they snapped. They dropped 75 stories down the shaft.
75 stories?
The broken cables had fallen to the bottom of the shaft before she did, and piled up like a coil, which cushioned the landing. On top of that, the sealed shaft trapped air under the falling car and slowed it down just enough.
Dude, it
Betty
probably
spent
sounded
several
like a
months
fart.
in the hospital, but made a full recovery. She had survived a plane crashing into her building and a 75-story elevator fall.
Not just one thing that she survived. She survived a freaking plane crashing into her building, and then she survived a 75-story drop, bro. Oh, I can't even.
Back in the same morning.
That's the luckiest girl ever. Danny PNR got bit by a snake. Okay, let's see. I feel like this happens all the time, though.
Was a research student studying rhinos in South Africa.
Wow.
One afternoon in January 1998, he went out tracking alone without telling anyone where he was going. While wading through a stream, he felt a burning pain below his knee. When he looked down, he saw 4 small holes and a drop of blood. He had been bitten by a black mamba. Black mamba venom attacks the nervous system and shuts the body down.
Dude, Kobe Bryant!
Anti-venom, the bite is 100% fatal. Most people die within hours, some in under 30 minutes. PNR was alone in the bush, hours from any hospital. He tied a belt around his leg and ran to his car. He started driving over 100 miles per hour, but the venom was already taking over.
Yeah, smart.
His vision was narrowing and his hands were going numb. So when he spotted another car on the road, he forced it to stop. And they rushed him the rest of the way.
Yeah, he couldn't drive.
He reached the hospital, over 2 hours after the bite, he could no longer talk or swallow.
They said that most times people die within 30 minutes to an hour. It's been 2 hours, and he's still going.
Doctors gave him anti-venom just in time. If the bite had landed on his chest or neck instead of his leg, the venom would have reached his brain in minutes, and he never would have made it to the
belt probably saved him, the belt on his leg. Good, nice. Anna, what the hell? What is she doing? She's like trapped under ice or something?
Was a 29-year-old doctor from Sweden. On May 20th, 1999, she was skiing with friends near Narvik, Norway, when she lost control and fell headfirst into a frozen stream.
Oh my god.
The ice but got stuck.
Oh my god.
Upside down in the freezing water.
Dude, I just got like a mental image of what just happened. Like you're skiing with your friends and then you see your friend like falling. You know, they probably like fell a couple times. Like, oh, look, he fell. But this time she fell and she like tripped and she went into the ice and it's just her legs out of the ice, bro. That's crazy.
Tried to pull her out, but the ice was too thick.
Oh my god.
They called for help. Anna found a small air pocket under the surface
and
kept breathing for about 40 minutes before her body
40 minutes?
Without that air pocket, she would have drowned in minutes. By the time rescuers cut through the ice, She had been under for 80 minutes.
Oh.
Her body temperature had dropped to 56.7 degrees Fahrenheit.
How'd she live?
The lowest ever recorded in anyone who survived.
Wow.
She had no pulse, no breathing, and no brain activity.
Oh, she's dead.
As far as anyone could tell, she was dead. At the hospital, over
Dang.
100 doctors and nurses worked in shifts for 9 hours to warm her blood using a machine. Then her heart started beating again.
Whoa.
The freezing water that should have killed her had actually cooled her brain so fast that it barely needed oxygen.
Oh, so if you, oh my God, so it just cut her brain like, oh my God, that's so dope, bro. That's crazy how science works, bro. So basically, if you freeze to death, the problem is like all your stuff freezes like slowly, but your brain still needs oxygen. But it froze her so fast that her brain didn't even need oxygen, bro.
Why
That's
she came
dope.
back with no brain damage at all. Anna made a full recovery and went back to work as a doctor at the same hospital that saved her.
Wow, that's dope.
Wisniewska.
Okay, okay, she's on a parachute, but she's unconscious while she's in the air, it looks like.
Wisniewska was a German paraglider training for the World Championships in Australia.
Wow.
On February 14th, 2007, the sky looked clear.
Okay.
So she took off. But shortly after, a massive storm formed right above her.
Oh, no.
The updraft caught her and started pulling her straight up. She had no way to fight it. Within minutes, she was rising at over 40 miles per hour, and the higher she went, the colder and darker it got. Lightning was going
They're about to take her to space!
And hail the size of tennis balls was hitting her from every direction.
Oh my
Then
God.
she blacked out. While she was unconscious, the storm carried her to 32,634
Dude, she's in space.
That's higher than Mount Everest and near the cruising height of a passenger jet. At that height, there's almost no oxygen, and the temperature drops to around minus 40 degrees. Her body
How?
was covered in ice. Without gear, a person can only last a few minutes up there. She was up there for close to an hour. About 40 minutes later, she woke up. She was still on her paraglider, frozen, bruised, and barely able to move her hands.
Dude, imagine waking up and you're literally in space.
But she managed to steer herself down and landed on a farm, 37 miles from where she started.
Wow.
One of Australia's top paragliders said her survival was like winning the lottery 10 times in a row.
Seems like it, bro. Okay, Truman Duncan, he's underneath the train, bro. Oh my God, I gotta see this one.
40-year-old railroad worker in Claiborne, Texas.
Okay.
In June 2006, he was riding on the front of a slow-moving train car heading to a repair dock, something he had done hundreds of times. This time, he slipped and fell between the cars. He tried to run, but the wheels caught his lower body and dragged him about 75 feet down the tracks before the car stopped.
You're dead. There's no
The train
way.
had cut him nearly in half through the pelvis. One leg was completely gone, and the other was hanging on by a single strip of muscle. Duncan was still conscious, and he pulled out his cell phone and called 911 himself.
No way.
Then he called his family. It took paramedics 45 minutes to find him in the massive rail yard,
Oh my
and he
God.
stayed awake the entire time. The reason he didn't bleed out was that his body went into a kind of emergency shutdown. Blood flow slowed to protect what was left.
What?
His heart, lungs, liver, and one kidney were all still working because the cut happened just low enough to miss them. A few inches higher and it would have gone through his organs. Duncan went through 23 surgeries over 4 months. He now uses a wheelchair, but he made a full recovery and went back to work at
Oh
the
my
very
God.
same rail yard where it happened. Tsutomu
Nice.
Yamaguchi.
Okay, this has got to be, let's just see.
Tsutomu Yamaguchi was a 29-year-old engineer working for Mitsubishi. On August 6, 1945, he was in Hiroshima on a business trip when the United States dropped the first atomic bomb.
I knew it.
It went off about 2 miles from where he stood. The
Wow.
blast knocked him off his feet, blew out his eardrums, burned the left side of his body, and blinded him. When he could see again, the city around him was gone.
Oh my
He
God.
died in the ruins and got on a train home to Nagasaki, thinking he was heading somewhere safe.
Are you kidding me, bro? All right, just
On
watch
August
this.
9th,
I already know what's
he
about to
showed up
happen.
to work covered in bandages and started telling his boss what had happened. His boss didn't believe him. He thought Yamaguchi was exaggerating, that one bomb couldn't wipe out a whole city. While Yamaguchi was in the middle of explaining, the second atomic bomb went off.
Bro.
Again, about 2 miles away. His co-workers dove for cover the way Yamaguchi had just described.
He
and
survived
they have saved
too?
their lives. Between the two bombs, over 200,000 people were killed, but Yamaguchi survived. He was
Twice!
the only person the Japanese government has officially said survived both blasts. If he had been a little
Oh
closer
my
to either one,
God.
he wouldn't have made it. He lived to 93 and spent his last years speaking out against nuclear
Oh,
weapons.
wow. Even with all the radiation and stuff he survived, that guy's a boss.